Making this video for my boy Blake and also anybody that wants to learn about precious metals. I hope you guys find a lot of information valuable here and you guys make a lot of money and you guys preserve your wealth. So I'm wearing glasses. First of all, please forgive me for not making eye contact with you, but I have an infection, respiratory infection, and my eyes are looking really puffy. I don't like the way they look on camera, so just bear with me on that, all right? So today we're going to talk about precious metals, and what I have next to me is a kilogram of silver that's stamped APMAX, and then it says 999 fine silver 1 kilogram. That will be 32 troy ounces. Troy ounces and regular ounces are two different things. When you deal with metal, it's troy ounce, okay? They're off by a few grams. I want to talk about three different investments. One is bullion. This will be a form of bullion. One is numismatic. That will be collectible coins. And one is jewelry. Okay, there's three different forms that you can invest in. Now, I want to talk about what metals there are. There's gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Those are the four precious metals. There is a huge difference between a precious metal and a base metal. A base metal would be something that's significantly cheaper. That would be lead, aluminum, copper. There's several others, right? So the reason why we invest in precious metals is because for thousands of years, humans have used precious metals to preserve their wealth. Some people say precious metals come from outer space and they're not natural and native to planet Earth. Other people think that they come from the heavens. Whatever the case is, these metals show very special characteristics that the base metals do not. For instance, silver is the greatest conductor of thermoelectricity. It purifies water. It's antimicrobial. It does many different things. Gold has an amazing track record as well. So does platinum and palladium. Each metal has its own superpower, if you will. But you have to do the research on each metal to find out why and how that could be an investment for you. Now, let's talk about what premium is. Premium is the price that you pay on top of the price of the weight. Silver, gold, platinum, and palladium are sold by weight. Okay? So basically, if you want the most metal for the lowest premium, you're going to want to do this. You're going to want bullion. Bullion, okay? So this APMAX bar is made in such a way that you would collect several of them and you would stack them up inside of a safe somewhere, and this money would be pretty much out the system. It would be private, just for you, your family, and you could preserve your wealth like that in a very private way, okay? Myself, I would accept metal. Some places like pawn shops, which I do not recommend selling precious metal to a pawn shop, but if need be. You got to join a community of like-minded people to buy. So this is the lowest premium, okay? Numismatic coins, they have a premium. So let's say you have a coin and it's 1 troy ounce. And 1 troy ounce on the stock market, let's say that the futures commodities market, the London Bullion Exchange, you don't have to memorize this, but that is the company that the United States observes for the price of silver. That's a contract price. That's not a physical price. So in other words, they set the price of silver in the United States is set by a hypothetical number that you could possibly buy at this price, but bullion dealers are not going to sell you at that price. That might sound confusing. Let me explain. If the price of silver today is $70, the coin itself is going to be $90. There's going to be a premium. Maybe it's $20, maybe it's $15. Throughout time, it changes. So maybe the premium could be low, maybe it could be high. So basically, this is the lowest premium. Coins, bars, that's the lowest premium. It's called bullion. Now, there are certain coins that are numismatic, the collectible coins. There will be limited edition coins, only 5,000 printed, different things of that nature. Some of the most popular coin in American history is called the the American Eagle Walking Liberty Eagle coin. That would be the most famous coin in United States history. It's the most recognizable, and it always has a pretty high premium in my opinion. I stay away from those personally. I don't even think I own one, and it's the most popular coin. It's just not an investment that I want. I want the most silver, the most gold, the most platinum for my money. So for me, I take it to eBay, I take it to Facebook Marketplace, and I look for silver that is at spot price or below spot price. And again, spot price is the London Bullion Exchange. It's whatever they say the price is, and that price is based off of hypothetical contracts. So when you do see silver at $70, don't expect to get silver for $70 at dealers. If you get an at spot price deal, it would be pretty rare. So that's why I aggressively search on the internet to find the deals that give me a tremendous discount. Okay, so collectible coins, collectible items are known as numismatic items. That's your second option. So we went over two options. Option one, bullion, that's the lowest premium, and numismatic. Okay, so sometimes people get confused with numismatic and bullion because it could be two different items that are in coin form or bar form, but one is a collectible item. So there'll be a high premium. It could be $100 premium. It could be 1 ounce of silver, which is valued at $70, but there could be an extra $100 premium attached to it. It's collector stuff. Think of it as Pokemon for adults. It's the big leagues, okay? Oh, do you have that Walking Liberty special edition, whatever, 1993? You know, that would be something I'm just not interested in. I'm not built for that world, right? But certain people want to take that chance. So I'll give you an example of a very expensive numismatic coin. Just on, I think, around July 4th, the United States dropped the highest premium on a numismatic coin in American history. It was a Liberty Bell coin. It was a ridiculous premium. Like I'm saying, man, it was like a 200, some crazy amount, like maybe almost $150, $175 premium. And people line up to buy it because they're under the impression that it's going to appreciate. Right? So that's a risk that you have to decide if that's for you. And the final investment in the physical form is right here, jewelry. Okay, so when it comes to jewelry, buying it brand new from a jewelry shop is the worst decision that you can make. And then the best decision that you can make is buying used jewelry, because you can get a lot of bang for your buck, usually at or below spot price, and it's usable. You can actually use the metal instead of it being stuck inside of a safe or under your mattress or wherever you're hiding your money at. So when you buy jewelry and you buy it brand new, the premium of the jeweler is incredibly high because he's got to pay his bills. He's got to pay the bench jeweler who created the jewelry. He's got to store it. He has to insure it. He has to pay the guys with the guns, the Brinks truck guys. So it's not unreasonable for a jewelry shop to charge you 400-500% over what the weight of the metal is, and somebody's got to pay to create it. So essentially, if you were to buy this rope chain and you were to buy this at spot price or below spot price, you're actually getting an incredible amount of value because the original work that the jeweler did to create this piece has been heavily discounted. In other words, it's free. You're getting the jeweler's work for free. The Brinks guys, free. You're not paying for any of that. So that's why I absolutely love buying jewelry. If I see any jewelry online, I'll even pay slightly above spot price. I have no problem with that because you are walking away scot-free. You are making money on it. A lot more money if you go to sell it, because you can also add your own premium to it. So if you buy this for spot price, you know, let's say this was $70 of silver. I think it's $140 of silver at today's spot price. But I go to sell it, you know, I can tag it as $300, $600, because it's a luxury item now. It's the same way you're not going to be able to do anything with a piece of tin, but if I make it into tin foil, now you can go cook, so you can charge the premium. So that's why it's important. Last thing I do want to say, maybe it's not the last thing, but remember to diversify, remember to hide your metal, and remember this particular thing. In the 1930s, the U.S. government forced Americans to give over their gold. A lot of people use the word confiscate, and it kind of was that way. It was one of those things that if you don't do it on your own goodwill, like if you don't just give it, they're going to take it if they know that you have it. So you had to just give it. And they gave Americans what the spot price of gold was for that day. So in some ways, people said they were forced. In other ways, they kind of were politely forced, right? So how do you avoid that in the future, right? First of all, they only did it to gold in the past. In the future, I foresee them trying to take your silver, okay? Now, that's why when you have certain numismatic items, you have plates, silverware, jewelry, picture frames, because they actually make all these items in precious metal. Those things are not confiscatable. Excuse me, I don't know if I said that right. So they can't confiscate those. Those are exempt. So if you were to go into bullion, which is fine, but I think you should also get a few of these type of items, a few forks, knives, and spoons. They have these big plates called chargers. This is a way that you can legally say this is a family heirloom. It's exempt. So I foresee a time with that because the US dollar has already lost so much purchasing power due to inflation. So yeah, guys, I just want to give you an analogy real quick. Gold is the granddaddy of all precious metals. My dream is to become a jeweler, and I've been stockpiling what I can so that I could create my own stuff. Because I foresee it in the future, it's going to be very hard to get into that game. But gold's the granddaddy. It moves the whole market, just like how Bitcoin moves all the cryptos. If gold goes up 1%, silver usually goes up 2 to 3%. It's very extreme swings up and down. That's why silver is not for everybody. That's why people prefer gold. Platinum and palladium are brothers. They're brothers. I don't want to get too deep into platinum and palladium. They're very special metals as well. When palladium is high, platinum's low, and vice versa. They barely move. They usually don't move in tandem together, but they're worth looking at as well. Okay, if you guys play Street Fighter, Ryu is gold, and Akuma is silver. It takes more damage, but it gives more damage. Silver is my personal favorite investment, but you can get into whatever you want to. If anybody has any questions, I primarily made this video for my brother Blake. It's an exciting journey getting into the precious metals market because you can hand this over to your son or your daughter and no one needs to know. It's private, and that's what these days, everything's a password, terms and conditions. You make your own effing terms and conditions. You make your own password. Nobody can tell you what to do when you have gold and silver. And there's a lot of people, there's a big community that are moving back to analog who are making business deals like this in physical metal because we're sick and tired of paper trails. Your own private business is your own private business. If you want to leave money to your family, people should not know. There's a huge inheritance tax. You can just go around that. It is what it is. But it's exciting because you see this. If you feel down and out and you've been working your ass off, you open that safe and you see a bunch of this stuff stacked up, it could put a smile on your face. It can never be taken. It's true wealth. That's right. And somebody's always going to need it, and they can't print more of it, and they can't control it. So that's it, guys. Check out AppMax. Check out Scottsdale Mint. And I can send you guys some links if you guys want to learn some more. Your boy Drew. They call it stacking. Happy stacking. Don't tell anybody what you've saved. Don't tell anybody what you've bought unless they're your day one people. Because let me tell you something. When people have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And I don't want you to get anything happening to your hard work, guys. I'm out.